From a branding perspective, it's important that we show our associates who we are as a company, our core values, our brand identity, and that it reflects who we are as a company. We have our standard ways to do that with our environments, from our logo, our mission, our vision, and who we are. And then we have elements that we want to change over time with us as a company. And the digital elements provide us a way to be flexible and agile with our messages, allow us to be up to date with the messages that we show our associates and be able to transition those messages in the environments. We're in Plaza 1 of our headquarters here in downtown Columbus. Our renovation project here downtown is probably a 30-year project. So we wanted something that was very dynamic within the space, able to be beautiful, functional art at its core. So we sought out a way in which to not only make an ambient statement within the space, but have something that had a dramatic appearance from far away when you first walk in, really hit you in the face with something beautiful, but at the same time had a way for you to drill into our messaging as you got closer within the space and interact with it. It's important for us to have a space that makes our associates proud of where they work, keeps it interesting for them when they're walking through on a day-to-day basis. We don't want it to just be wallpaper as they're walking through. We want them to feel the emotion and the energy of a space when they're walking through. Then on other occasions we will have some visitors that are walking through the space or some very distinguished guests. We want them to be impressed with the space, understand that we are a future-forward company, that we're innovative, that this space really reflects who we are. Everything was fairly static before. We had some video walls, definitely much smaller scale. Our leadership here understood that we wanted to make an investment and make a statement. This provides us some flexibility with technology, able to, when we have visitors come in or when we have new associates that are onboarding, they're able to drill into who we are as a company with a large wall like this, be able to interact with it, dive into some pieces of the company that are important to us, understand that our different messages of corporate responsibility, corporate sustainability mean a lot to us, and they're able to see themselves, those associates that have been honored with awards, they're able to see themselves on large video walls such as this. We did our due diligence within the marketing organization, within the IT organization, within the corporate real estate organizations, and we're able to search for different companies that offered a solution that allowed us to update on the fly, update over time, be able to push our own content without having to seek out consultants from another company or somebody else to take control for us. So it was something that allowed us to have the technology on hand and be able to utilize at our discretion. We definitely appreciated the scalability of it. Given the fact that we do have some other campuses and this campus as a whole is constantly evolving, so we're able to add and subtract to our player portfolio as needed. But I don't see technology downsizing over time. It's definitely going to be scaling up. All the feedback that we've had so far has been largely positive. We have seen people interact with it. Again, this is also a starting and stopping point for people that are either taking tours at Nationwide or onboarding. So they are the majority of the use, but it's fun to see people, as I sit down here and work in these third place spaces, seeing people interact with it as intended, and that the design intent is actually being used the way that we prescribed. So we wanted more than one person to be able to interact with it at a time in case we did have multiple users that were up here. In terms of the content itself, it was a three-part content where we really wanted people to know who we are as a company, where we're headed, future forward, and why we are the company that we are. What makes Nationwide Nationwide? So our core values are always going to be super important to us, but we also wanted to make sure that the screen was something where associates could see themselves on a daily basis. And so for those associates that have made a huge impact on Nationwide as a whole, they're able to come up here, click, see their headshots, see their stories, their awards that they've won, whether it's a CEO award, a corporate sustainability award. They're able to see themselves on this screen on a daily basis. It's a way just to instill pride for the work that they're doing for Nationwide. These people that have won pretty much the highest awards that you can win for associates, we wanted them to have their story big and bold up on the screen, be able to show that they were recognized by their peers for the important impact that they had. So as the years go on, this is how we were able to stack it so that it made sense over time. Place it back into screensaver mode, and then it'll display the large ambient functional art that we want it to display. This also helps if we have distinguished guests come into town. We're able to create a custom backdrop for them to serve as a photograph moment, an Instagram moment, so that they have something to stand in front of. Plus the distinguished guest feels honored because they have their name up in bright lights upon a beautiful wall. Tell us who we are, what our mission is, where we've been as a company. We're a 100-year-old company, so we have a large historical background to us. There are certain ranks and recognition and awards that are very important to us as well. And then there's a large impact on what we do in the company. It's a quick hit messaging strategy that people can see immediately and understand who we are and what kind of impact that we have. From an evergreen perspective, it's a nice way to be able to keep everything up to date, but not have to keep multiple large files on hand. James Thornburg, Manager of Environmental Design and Creative Strategy at Nationwide.